Hey YouTube, this is the Robinhood Investor. Hope you had a great week of trading. As always, I really appreciate your support. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn about investing, subscribe to this channel. Today I'm going to talk about a stock that reported earnings this past week. That stock is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, currently priced at $131.79 per share. Past year, up 64.46%, so very high growth stocks. And past 5 years up 419.27%. Currently, this makes up 10.85% portfolio or $28,993. I'm up 224% with an average cost of $40.56. Scrolling down a bit, market cap is $2.24 trillion, one of the most valuable companies in the world. P ratio is 38.4 and dividend yield is 0.57%. Analyst ratings, out of 40 analysts, 70% give it a buy rating. Scrolling down a bit, taking a look at the actual earnings per share. Actual EPS was $1.68 versus expected $1.41. So it beat what was estimated. Scrolling down a bit, so the actual revenue driver of Apple is their iPhone products. And since they had released their iPhone 12. A lot of that is 5G enabled devices. So that's kind of like a super cycle device. And a lot of people are hopping onto this new 5G device, iPhones. Their services business is also growing. Let me dive into the actual earnings report. So first quarter results, this was January 27th, 2021, scrolling down a bit. Revenue up 21% and EPS up 35% to all-time records. This is very impressive to see this kind of growth, especially a company this size, and seeing this kind of growth is very impressive. So iPhone, wearables, and services set new revenue records. So not only are they maintaining what they've been doing year over year, they've actually been growing even during these uncertain and tougher times. And I feel like iPhone has become a commodity where people need to buy these iPhones. And once they're in the ecosystem, they continue to purchase more products like accessories of wearables, and like AirPods, as well as their Apple Watch and the services that are within this ecosystem. So that includes Apple, the apps from the App Store, as well as in-app purchases and their Apple Music. Scrolling down a bit. So in terms of financial results, you can see all-time record revenue of $111 billion, up 21% year over year. Quarterly earnings per share diluted share of $1.68, up 35%. And international sales accounted for 64% of the quarter's revenue. So majority of their revenue is from international. The remaining 36 is domestic in the US. Scrolling down a bit. So Tim Cook, the Apple CEO, so they wouldn't have been possible without the tireless and innovative work of every Apple team member worldwide. So they've been innovating in their hardware as well as their software services. So cutting edge products they continue to deliver during the holiday season, and usually fourth quarter with Christmas and Thanksgiving, people are shopping for these products, and they've been also investing heavily into being more fair and equitable, as you can see in these initiatives. And they invested $350 billion throughout the US, and that's a multi-year commitment. Scrolling down, taking a look at their business performance, fueled by double-digit growth in each product category. So taking a look at that's what the Apple CFO said. And they generate operating cash flow of $38.8 billion. Also return $30 billion to shareholders in the form of dividends. So just by holding a share of Apple, you get a payout every quarter. And the board of directors declared a cash dividend of 20 cents per share and dividend payable of February 11, 2021. Taking a look at the financials, you can see annually they've been steadily increasing year over year. And 2020, even though it was an uncertain time, it still continued to thrive in this market. And looking at the quarter over quarter, you can see fourth quarter was the strongest quarter with $111 billion in revenue and $28 billion in earnings. So very strong growth relative to the previous quarters. And this is the all-time high records. Taking a look at the analyst recommendation, it's a buy rating. Out of 38 analysts, the average price is $149 per share versus current is $131 per share. So it's great to see that positive outlook out of these analysts. So a lot of growth potential. Taking a look at the actual key stats, you can see trailing or their PE ratio is 35, forward PE is 28. As they continue to increase their earnings, you can see that the price is more justified. But also this is a very high growth stock. I can see a lot of potential. They also talked about, or I heard in the news that they're having their Apple car, and with that, I think they're partnering with another car manufacturer to make this happen. So if that actually does, that would be amazing. Also, they're trying to grow their wearable business, so the Apple Glass, so being able to I think it's like augmented reality, so being able to see additional information on top of what's in the real world just by, and having this integrated in their ecosystem, it's actually very helpful and it makes the platform more sticky. Taking a look at the stock price, you can see 52-week change, 77%, which is very high growth relative to the market S&P 500, 17%. Taking a look at the share stats, so held by institutions, 59.66%. Float, that means how many shares are available, so that's 16.77 billion. Taking a look at the dividends, you can see trailing is 0.59% versus forward is 0.6%, so it's great to see that increase in dividend yield. Their payout ratio is 21%, so typically, you want to see this number below 50%. So you don't want a company that's paying way too much in dividends to the shareholders if they're not making enough. So it's great to see this 21%. It's not too high. Scrolling down a bit, you can see profitability. It's very profitable. Profit margin of 21%, operating margin of 25%. Return on assets is 13.36%. Return on equity is 82%, so great to see they're fairly effective with their management. Revenue, $294 billion. Quarterly revenue growth of 21%. Yeah, it still continues to impress me that Apple is growing at this rate, considering that they're such a large company, one of the largest in the world, and their growth is seems like to be in both domestic and international, as well as across different product categories. Their gross profit is $104 billion. EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, $85 billion. Quarterly earnings growth is 29.3%. Total cash is $76 billion. Great to see this large cash balance so that they can sustain their business during times of uncertainty. Total debt, $112 billion. Debt to equity, 169. So for every dollar equity they have, the $169 in debt. Operating cash flow of $88 billion and lever free cash flow of $66 billion. So overall, Apple is a great growth story, very sustainable business, very profitable, continue to grow in all sectors of the business, all product categories, international growth, as well as in the domestic market. And during uncertain times, we continue to see strong growth. And Apple also announced that they will be increasing production of their devices. So as there's increased demand in their devices, so will other product categories like their wearables as well as services. So it's a very great business, and I plan to continue holding my shares in Apple and may continue to add some more. So I think overall Apple is a strong buy. That's all for this video. What are your thoughts on Apple? Comment down below. Remember to use my referral links below, and both of us get $20 for using personal capital or free stock for using Robinhood. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about investing, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.